Hi, good evening, everybody. Just going to do a short video today. Let me start off, by acknowledging the presence of God, and the reason why I'm doing that for this day is because I realize more and more that we all need, the presence of God in order for us to go through life in every way possible. We need the presence of God, and once we acknowledge Him, I believe that the day flows more easily in the sequence that it is destined to flow in. I was actually watching a video today. I'm going to share that a video by Jim Rohn. It was on YouTube, and he was talking about personal development. And as you have heard me in different videos, I told you that I listen to a lot of positive things. The reason for that is not to just generally motivate. It's to share whatever I have worked with and still working with. And it's in order to help others who really actually need somebody just to hear them out, or somebody to guide them, or any way possible that you would want to build on the person that you are. So this is one medium to get that across. All right. So he was saying about 4 steps to personal development. The first step is the basic laws. Second step, setting goals. Third step, get rid of the attitude disease. And the fourth step is to say, today is the day. Now let me explain the 4 steps. Before he actually elaborated on the steps of personal development, he was saying that we need to start a affirmation. A positive affirmation actually channels your day and channels your thoughts, because everything starts with a thought, right? And he came up with a theme for his seminar, and it said, the major key to your better future is you. So the major key to your better future is you. Now, when he said the major key to having a better future, is you yourself. It's not saying that you don't need God, but the truth is we are made as beings. And there's a word called holistic. The reason why that word was created is to show us that we don't dwell within ourselves as ourselves, just like that. Spirit, soul, and body comes together to make a human being, right? So when you view life in a holistic way, you actually channel whatever energies are around you in a positive light. Now, when he mentioned the steps for professional and personal development, the first step he said was basic laws. That is 1 step to personal development. Now, what does basic laws means? The same word of God. All of us own a Bible. Almost every household own a Bible, right? Now, when you follow simple principles, I'm just going to say some from memory. Like, say, for instance, Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself. That is simply a simple principle, basic principle. Or he might say, judge not that he be not judged. These are simple, basic principles. Now, when we stick to the basic principles of life and following these simple steps of the Bible, it allows us to build on ourselves even better, because we're not made as selfish beings, right? If that was the case, God would have just make Adam alone and he no need Eve, right? He wouldn't need anybody else. There would be no need for procreation. No, we all need each other, and in order for us to live in harmony and to build on ourselves, it's best to follow the basic principles. Now, the second step toward personal development is setting goals. Now, I had a problem setting goals personally. I would write everywhere I find a piece of paper, write down a list. Now, if you don't set goals, you will never have a aim, right? When the public health inspectors and the mental health officers go out through the day, they normally have their itinerary, right? Now, what's the purpose of setting an itinerary or setting a goal for the day? It prevents you from losing out and missing out on things that are important. So you set your goals, and you set long-term, short-term, mid-term goals, whatever your goals may be, write them down on a piece of paper. Look on it, repeat the goals, try and do whatever you're doing in your life, ensure that it is surrounded and it is aimed towards reaching those goals. All right. Next step to personal development, get rid of the attitude disease. Now, there's a disease of attitude, especially for females. I'm not trying to blast out on females now, but the truth is this. There's this little saying that females are females have problems with females, and they themselves, are of the same gender. So how do they expect males to understand them? Now, if we as females have problems with one another, what do you expect the poor man them to do? Now, in this case of attitude, I'm not just focusing primarily on females, but the truth is this. When I hear the word attitude, normally persons think about females because we are emotional, and sometimes based on our monthly cycle and all of these things, we tend to behave differently, right? Sometimes we tend to be more edgy, we tend to be more moody and all of that. Now, when you understand how to deal with problems and get rid of the emotional aspect out of it, your attitude towards your problem changes. Alright, I believe it changes because it has worked for me. If I'm going to make a decision and I start feeling all sort of weird foolishness, and I don't feel like I'm not in the mood to do this, I'm not in the mood to do that, that in itself is not fact. I am moving away from the factual side of me, the logical side of me, and going into an emotional state. And that in itself is not a good attitude, right? So in order to get rid of the attitude disease, you have to introspect. Think about the problem that you're facing, right? Maths it out, right? Maths it out and try to find a way in which you can work through the problem in a logical way, and just get rid of the attitude. Because if you have a goal and you're working towards developing yourself, what you need to focus on, is building towards that goal, right? Or aiming towards that goal in life. Don't get too distracted, don't get too emotional. If you find that your circle is full of emotional people, get rid of that circle, find a new circle. Or you create your own circle. Or walk alone for a while. Nothing is wrong with walking alone, right? Nothing is wrong with walking alone. Being a lone ranger sometimes is necessary. So what you do, work on getting rid of the attitude disease. Now, the next step to personal development, he said, the day. Meaning, this is the day. Every day you wake up, it's an opportunity to make a fresh start. You don't need to set a goal and say, all right, New Year's resolution, I'm going to do this and that. No. Once you wake up, once God has gifted you with the breath of life, that is your cue to start making a move towards your personal development. Don't pay attention to the naysayers. Don't pay attention to the negative persons. They are there for a reason, right? They are there for a reason. And you probably believe, Lord Murphy's Law just get to me and I bear negativity around me. No, you need to start speaking things into being. Words become actions, right? Things start from a thought. It starts from a thought, and whatever you say through your mouth comes to life. So if you keep on walking and say, boy, I bear bad luck, I'm full of bad luck, you need to start working with an energy, creating your own positive energy around you. Play some positive music. Don't listen to sad love song if you know say you just pass through a breakup. That makes no sense. You're gonna go down a mental road where you're gonna probably end up fall into depression. I'm not saying it's not necessary to go through the steps of grieving, but don't linger there, right? And if you know that you're a fragile mindset or you're a fragile person and you want to develop yourself, you have to listen to persons who know. You cannot ask somebody who is already down that pit of depression. You're gonna end up in the same pit, right? So I'm not saying you're not supposed to take feedback from persons, but be very choosy, be very picky, be very selective in who you share your problems with and in who you confide in, right? And try and ensure that whatever you do, it is aimed towards your personal development. Once you develop on you, you are dealing in a holistic way. Physical, right? Meaning spirit, soul, body. You're working in a holistic way to build on a better you. And I don't think there is any other recipe behind this other than building on yourself, working through the words of God, following his basic principles. And always remember this, the major key to your better future is you. I'm going to leave you with the serenity prayer as usual. It says, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You all have a blessed day and stay positive. Don't let anything get you down. If you find you're feeling depressed too much, you probably need to introspect, look around you, pay attention to the circle of persons who are around you. And if every time you go there you feel worse, you need to create another circle. Detour Take yourself out of that negative setting. Find a positive circle. If you can't find a positive circle, speak to God by yourself. You don't need a bag of people around here. The Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered, touching anything in my name, God is in the midst. I am in the midst, right? So what in that case, you don't need nobody around you. God will talk to you, right? So find yourself somewhere quiet. Tap into the spiritual sense that is around you, that what we call our God. Tap into that and try and find a positive source, because we all are trying to find the simple recipes in life, and God has provided all of those basic words in His Bible, right? And if we follow that, I believe that we will become successful at life. And you don't have to be a millionaire, because everybody can reach the top same time, else the whole of that would have pop down, right? So it is necessary to go through stages. Don't be very stressed out about the stage you are at. Graduate. Once you graduate and you understand that graduation leads to destination, you will not be offended easily by the stage you are at. Be content. Paul spoke about being content. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to hope for the best, but wherever you are, be contented at that stage and press towards the mark of the higher calling. Never give up on yourself, because if you give up on yourself, no matter what somebody says to you, it will never ever help you. So build on yourself, deal with your professional and personal development. If you're in a job and you're not comfortable where you are, start focusing on building on yourself, and you'll be a better person, right? You'll be more easier to talk to, you'll be more pleasant, you'll be more warm. And always remember the serenity prayer. Never ever forget that, right? Focus on your goals and dreams and be yourself. Don't be anyone else but you. Don't allow anyone to impose their belief systems on you. That is not their right, right? God made you in your body, and you're not gonna get rid of this body until you exit this earth. So try and enjoy who God made you to be. You have a blessed day, and God bless.